The wait is over. There are few bigger days on the football calendar than Champions League final day. Fans are beginning to pour into the stadium and the tension is palpable. It is Juventus. They face Manchester United and it's live on EA TV. It is something very special indeed to make it to a UEFA Champions League final. Now these two teams intent upon tasting glory. Welcome to the showpiece event on the European club calendar. Derek Ray here on the commentary position, joined tonight for live coverage by the former Arsenal and England fullback Lee Dixon. It is Juventus up against Manchester United.
Well, I'm so excited for everybody, the fans, everybody connected to both clubs. But it's the players I'm so excited for. I've never actually played in a Champions League final, but played in other finals. I know what they're feeling. We can see the nerves already starting to jangle. How do you cope with those nerves, Derek? How do you settle yourself down before what's going to become probably the biggest game of your career?
The starting lineup for Juventus. Wing-backs are important in this setup. Did you enjoy your experience of playing at wing-back, Lee?
Not at all under Bruce Rock. It's a very, very demanding role, as we can see. The full-backs are exposed both offensively and defensively. Lots of support inside them, but going forward, they need to try and get the ball into the box for the two up front.
Well, Manchester United have chosen this particular shape. And they get the ball rolling in the Champions League final. We're about to find out who will be crowned Club Kings of Europe. Manchester United, of course, the first English team to win the old European Cup in 1968, but not, Lee, the first British side, because a certain club by the name of Celtic beat them to it in 67.
Well, I knew it was only a matter of time before you got that fact in. You'd wedge that into any show we do, wouldn't you? But yeah, quite rightly so. But what a powerhouse of European football Manchester United are. Probably the biggest club in the world for me.
Well, you never quite know who's going to dominate a game in advance, but I think you can maybe make an argument for this fellow, Lee. And now, passing it through. And Kluivert. A goal for the Bianconeri. Goal for Juventus in the Champions League final.
Well, finals are for heroes. Is that the goal that lifts the trophy? We'll wait and see. Well, the keeper will be frustrated. He thought he'd saved it. He's so unlucky there. It's a good angle from him as well, but it's in the back of the net.
A bit more analysis as regards the goal. Once more, it is advantage Juventus. Now De Ligt. Bruno Fernandes has it. He's going forward well here. It's with Kluivert. And the free kick awarded to Manchester United. Juve throw-in forthcoming. Pogba has it. And close to goal. And he's dispatched the header.
Well, I'm sure you want to see this again. Where is everybody? The defenders, nowhere to be seen. It's an open goal.
Well, let's take another look at that goal, shall we? So 2-0 now. Given away by Manchester United. No surprise to see Juventus here on the big Champions League final stage. A team of natural winners.
Yeah, juggernaut of Italian football. They'll be confident they're going into this final, full of confidence, full of good results. Can they go that extra yard?
And using his strength to shield the ball. And Müller with it. He has plenty of support. Quick thinking to dispossess his opponent. And you need your defender to take charge. Prepare to take on the... Well, that attempt was never going to trouble the scoreboard operator.
Well, you taught as a youngster, technique, technique, technique. He didn't have any there.
over the touchline for a throw-in. Trailing as they are, what will be the thinking in the camp as you see it, Lee?
Well, United find themselves still very much in this game. Such fine margins, isn't there, between success and failure at this level. They need to stick to the game plan and hope it turns up.
Unable to find the back of the net, and still a lot of work ahead of them here.
Well, he'd probably be surprised if he scored from there, but it is worth an effort.
Pedro Gonçalves. And it's with Ryan Gondo. Is he going to punish them here? Mazraoui here. They've lost it. Potentially a chance to do damage on the flank for Juve. Speculative effort here. Corner for Juve. And he's fired over the corner. Can they slot it home? And Kluivert. Carrying a genuine threat here. And that's sound goalkeeping to hang on to the shot like that. Gondo. And Pogba. Straight forward for the keeper. And a strong tackle. Half-time in the Champions League final. Well, we're not quite at the stage where we're tracking the record margin of victory in a major European final, but not far away, Lee.
Well, we were expecting a lot more, weren't we? A lot more competitive football. We haven't had that. Very, very one-sided. Now the coach, go into that dressing room and earn your money. Get your team back into this. Change something.
"45 minutes separating these two sides from glory. The second half of the Champions League final begins. Oyarzabal. It is to be a throw-in. Jordan Rhodes. The tackle crisp and accurate. It has gone over the touchline for what will be a throw-in. Bruno Fernandes. Now he must favour the cross. Looking confident with the ball at his feet. A cross there that was decidedly ordinary. Paul Pogba. I think most fans would be pretty happy with this man's display so far.
Well, Derek, he's had a stormer, hasn't he? Scored a goal. He's certainly troubled all the defenders around there as well. I think there's more to come in the second half.
Promising looking ball. Well, the goalkeeper doing what he's paid to do. Here's a change for Manchester United. And that's a deep corner. Simple catch, really. Andrew Robertson. Gondo. Kluivert. Beautifully timed. Just wanted to get it out of there. Potentially freedom for United on the flank. And here's Saliba. Well, that's very smart defending, and now they have the ball again. Possession ceded by United. He has plenty of support. Effective challenge. A no-nonsense defensive clearance. And it's with Ryan Gondo. It's with Kluivert. And a very good challenge. Bruno Fernandes. Mazraoui with it. And it crossed the touchline, so a throw in here. Substitution time it is. And the ball with Pedro Gonçalves. And Kluivert. Veering in field here. The object of the exercise is to keep them out. The object of the exercise from Juventus is to get Kluivert. Keeper's contribution, but what next? Thunder's clear. Well, they have elected to go to the bench at this stage of the game. Here's Kluivert. Now, what can he do here? Betwixt and between that clearance. He'll be delighted to have won the ball, having made that difficult challenge. And the ball with Pedro Gonçalves. A case of foiling the opposition by whatever means. Clattered away. Well, they've been getting the substitute ready, and now they will make the personnel change. Using the wide route could be beneficial for Juve. Jesus Corona. Given away by Manchester United. And putting his body on the line. Couldn't keep it. With the noses in front in the second half. What will be the thinking in the camp, Lee Dixon?
Well, Juve players have to stay focused on not making any mistakes in order to protect this slender lead. If a bit of magic from the opposition gets them back in it, there's little you can do about that.
Carrying a genuine threat here. Keeper did his job to begin with. Goodness, he was right on top of the situation to get the ball back for his team. Is he going to punish them here? Kluivert! Keeper didn't quite do enough. And the defender, Italy's old lady, has passed the final test. Juventus are the winners of the UEFA Champions League.
Well, you have to say, fully deserved as well. All those months of toil, the training sessions, etc. The sacrifice, the commitment, the desire, the hunger, the luck as well, but the application to put all that into a package and then win this brilliant trophy.
They do set very high standards for themselves, these Juventus players. But this is something they will remember forever. What a feeling of pride it must give you to be able to say you're part of the team that's the best in Europe, Lee.
Well, you know, these players get paid fortunes, bank accounts are full of money, but it doesn't matter. It's about memories. When you finish your career, You look back at these moments. How many trophies have I won? How many times have I celebrated on a podium with this famous trophy?
The buoyant Bianconeri, Juventus, lift the Champions League trophy.
Brilliant moment, especially for the captain. He gets his hands on the trophy first.
Well, they certainly intend to savour this. Juventus, and they ought to. Doesn't come along every night of the week.
Well, this is the moment I love, sharing it with the fans. Ticker tapes coming down, the families in the stand, giving them all a wave. Well, they've travelled all over Europe watching this team. Now they get to share in this moment. Fantastic.
Well, it took fire as well as ice on the pitch.
Now the chance for a photograph. My mum always told me to get on the front row.
She taught you well, Lee. There we have it. The Champions League victors for 2019.